like to give you all a little bit of advice. When I was a little boy, there was nothing more I wanted than a dog. And I mean, what little boy doesn't want a dog, you know what I mean? Have adventures with and play fetch with and have them bite people you don't like, you know. That's why you get a dog. But I had a bird. Worst pet in the world. I mean, I still remember myself in a family room sitting there going, "Hi, pretty bird. Hey, pretty bird. You want to be my friend? I want to be your friend, pretty bird." And you could always tell which kids in the neighborhood had birds because they'd be like looking up trees and talking to themselves. Didn't have any friends, let me tell you. So, but we did have a cat, and all he ever wanted to do was eat the fucking bird, let me tell you. It's the only thing he was interested in. And I remember one day I thought, you know what? This is a really boring pet, so I'm going to see what nature has to provide. So I undid that little door and let the bird out. And of course my Italian parents came running along like, "Oh, Dio cane, prende il gatto, Maria, prende il gatto," you know, because they don't want the bird to get eaten. But I was hoping for it. So unfortunately, he did not get eaten. I had him for a few more years. But about a year ago, my wife calls me up and she says, "Honey, I got a friend here and they just had a litter of dogs, and I know you've always wanted a dog, so I'm going to bring one home." And I was just like so ecstatic because I've always wanted a dog. I'm like, "Sure, bring it home." And I hang up the phone, and about 2 minutes later, I'm like, "Wait a second, what kind of dog is she bringing me?" You know what I mean? I'm hoping for a bulldog or something like that, something I could be proud to walk down the street with. She came home and with a 5-pound poodle. And now I walk around downtown with a 5-pound poodle. And I don't feel cool. That's for sure. I'll tell you this, though. The dog has 3 amazing qualities. Chewing everything I own. Shitting on my floor whenever it wants to, and barking when there's nothing to bark at. I mean, like literally, there's nothing better than watching Game of Thrones on a Sunday night, and all you hear is, and you're like, "What's going on? What's the problem?" Nothing. There's nothing there. I look, there's never anything there. But, you know. So, but I figured, you know what? Hey, at least I can take the dog out to the dog park. That's where we'll have some fun. Finally, we're going to have some fun together. So I went out and bought a big bag of toys and Frisbees and bones and all kinds of stuff and get over to the dog park and bring the little 5-pound killer, undo that leash, and boom, she's gone. Off to the corner of the park with 9 other dogs now involved in some kind of weird German Scheisse porn, butt licking, I don't know what they're doing. And all the other dog owners are all standing around going, "Oh, look how cute that is. Look how cute." I'm like, "Cute? You people are weird. There ain't nothing cute about that." And on the top of it all off is one of the other dog owners comes over. You know, they feel like this is a reason to start, become friends or something. I'm like, "Pal." He comes over. He's like, "Hey, buddy, look, isn't it great the way our dogs are bonding?" I said, "Bonding? It's more like bondage. I mean, what the hell, man?" And I'm like, just because your dog is giving my dog a tongue bath doesn't make us fucking friends. And where did you get the idea we would be friends? You're kind of weirding me out. I just want to enjoy my bagel and my coffee until my dog is done having her junk licked and I can go home. So anyhow, my advice to all of you is, if you're going to get a pet, get a fucking fish. No troubles. Anyhow, not going to waste any more time. We're going to get on to our wonderful comedy troupe, the Templeton Philharmonic. Put your hands together, people. Woo! So, now that everyone's got themselves a drink, and let me just be the first to say that comedy and drinking do go hand in hand. Things are funnier when you're drunk. Then again, most things are better when you're drunk, right? I mean, I enjoy doing my taxes when I'm drunk. Clipping my toenails is a lot funner when I'm drunk. I wouldn't even dare vacuum the house without a glass of scotch, that's for sure. But yeah, driving, that's the one we shouldn't do. So everybody enjoy yourselves tonight, but please, no drinking and driving. I suggest you get completely hammered and just irritate the shit out of a cab driver on the way home. It's always my funnest thing to do. So, back to the laughs, I guess. Recently, I guess about a year ago anyhow, my wife and I moved into a downtown condo, and we wanted to do some customization. So the first thing we decided to do was, she said to me, "Hey, let's pull out that bathtub and let's put in an all-glass shower." And I thought, you know what, honey, that's a great idea because I like to wash my entire body in a shower, not like from here to here in a fucking bathtub that they make for hobbits nowadays. Because this ain't fitting in no bathtub. I'm sure as hell my girl and I ain't fitting in no bathtub. We ain't got no kids, so I said, fuck it, get rid of the bathtub. But what I didn't sign on for with this shower, and I tell you, it's cavernous. I can have friends over in that, I can have dinner in there for Christ's sake. It's great, I love it. Except I didn't realize is I was going to be, end up with a part-time job as a fucking squeegee kid. Because after every shower, I now got to spend the next 15 minutes doing this. And up, and down, and up, and down, and when I get to this part, I like to twerk like Miley Cyrus, because why not? And no one's watching. And up, and down, and up. And then this is the part where I usually have my testicles hit the floor and I shriek like a little girl. And up, and down. And this is where I start to sweat, and it completely defeats the purpose of a shower. And up, and we're done. Wonderful, right? So, the other week, my wife had her 3 nieces over. We were babysitting. And it was great, you know. I mean, we don't have kids of our own. We prefer to rent them. It's great. You can have them for the weekend, do all the fun stuff, and then, you know, Sunday night, send them the fuck home. You got parents, go to them. So they were, you know, we're hanging out and having a good time. We're doing all, you know, the typical stuff, dress up and whatever, you know, whatever they're into, you know, board games, this whole thing. We're having a great time. You know, the evening carries on, and they said, hey, what do you guys want to do now? And they're like, hey, let's watch a movie. I was like, all right, sure, let's watch a movie. That's easy. That's easy for me. So I'm like, what do you guys want to watch? They're like, Disney. And I'm like, well, of course. You're children. Who doesn't want to watch Disney, right? But I thought, you know what? They've seen all the new ones. I'm going to give them a little something from the blast from the past. I'm going to go into the archives here, and I found Bambi. I thought, you know what? Let's start off with Bambi. So I put it on, you know, and I exit to the bar, which I don't actually leave my home. The bar's in my house. I wouldn't dare leave the kids just alone. But it's great that I can have a drink and they can entertain themselves. And about 20 minutes into it, all I hear is this shrieking and crying. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I go running over there, and I'm like, girls, what's the matter? What's going on? They're cooking Bambi's mother alive. And that's when it hit me. Holy shit, that's why I used to do drugs. I thought it was a fucking bad memory or something. I locked this shit away. They actually cook Bambi's mother in front of him and his little friends 20 minutes into the movie. Like, how is this good for kids? I think this is what fucked all of us up, you know? It's unbelievable. And I was like, you know, now, like, I was just trying to have a good weekend with the girls. Now they're crying, they piss the bed, and I'm the asshole uncle to give them mental problems. I'm like, Jesus. So I thought, you know what, I got some suggestions for you, you know, brainiacs over at Disney. I got some suggestions for your suggestion box. How about an animated adaptation of Schindler's List? What do you think of that? How about a new theme park ride based on Hotel Rwanda? Kids will love that one. You know, or we can do Disney Stars on Ice. They can recreate 12 Years a Slave, whipping all the little dwarves. And all the little princesses from Cinderella to Snow White could be wearing blood diamonds. Isn't that something more along Disney's line? Yeah. Yeah, right, eh? So, let's take a moment here, people. This is always the hard part in my set, making the transition. Let's take a moment here and talk about anal sex. Now, I can only give you the heterosexual point of view because I am what I am. But, you know, let me just say, guys, I know it's rude, but I have to say it, tight is right. All the guys know it, tight is right. However, tight ain't right when it comes along with sound effects like, like, I'm not sure if she's enjoying herself, not enjoying herself, or she blew the starter on her old fucking Volkswagen bus. Like, I don't know what it is. Freaks me the hell out, so I just have to say, I'm not into it. Anyhow. So, this is the part of, right? That's all I got to say about that. That's pretty much where it ends. That's it. This is the part of the show where I'd like to take a moment, talk about an upcoming charity I'm trying to put together. And I've decided to do this charity with Sick Kids Hospital because, I mean, they truly are the best at what they do. You know, Sick Kids is, I mean, what they do there, you know, there's nowhere else in the world that does it like they do. Except they got the fucking name Sick Kids. How do these kids feel when they pull up and they're like, hey, look at this magical place with slides and clowns? And it's for sick kids. You know, the guy's like, hey, kid, come on inside, have a good old time. Since you're a sick kid, we got slides for sick kids. So my charity is going to raise money to change sick kids to, like, Wonder Hospital. I just thought of that. I mean, it only took me a minute, you know, not even. You know, give these kids some, you know, something to be, you know, hopeful for, right? Wouldn't it, you know, be great? They pull up and they're like, hey, look at this place. It's got slides and clowns. It's called Wonder Hospital. I'm not even sick, but shit, you know, let me in. You know what I mean? Give me a break here. And, you know, it's like, just want to cut these kids a chance here. You know, give them a shot. You know, nothing's worse than, you know, like what they're dealing with now. They pull up and the guy's like, hey, buddy, why don't you come on inside? We got slides and rides. And why don't you take a slide, you know, take a ride on the sickle cell anemia slide. Hey, buddy, how about the Mary Cancer go round? We got the botulism bouncy castle. Anyhow, that's my time. Enjoy the second half of the Templeton Philharmonic.